Hi everyone, my name's Sophia and I'm an internet phenomena. And today I'm going to go through a really quick overview of our algebra experiences and how you can use them best. So when you look at all of our experiences, we have these different tabs up top, and the one we're going to look at is math. Not all of these are algebra related. We have drawing derivatives and law of large numbers and ham and cheese themed proof of the Pythagorean theorem. But the bulk of these are algebra related. We have over 20 and that number is still growing. And you can see them just by scrolling through and selecting the ones that are relevant to you. But you can also go to our Teaching Algebra with Phenomena page, which I'll have linked in our video description. And here we've got a table of almost all of the experiences. We're always updating it with the learning objectives, standards, grades. This is more of a guideline. I mean, you know your students best. And then for a lot of these, a teacher guide. If we look at one of those, it has some screenshots just so you can get an idea of it. Same sort of thing, grades, standards. And then, probably most useful here, pre-experience questions and then post-experience questions. You don't actually need this guide to use our algebra experiences. At the end of all of our experiences, we have some reflection questions. And I mean, these are all supposed to be self-guided to a large extent. But if you want to engage your students a little more, these are super, super helpful. So let's take a look at some of the experiences. We have our slope experience here, and this is just a single frame with those reflection questions I was talking about. And here students can see how slope is calculated, and then also just interact with it and see, oh, well, what if both of my numbers are negative? What happens to the slope then? Or, what if my x is 0? What does that mean? Do I still get a valid slope? So they can just play with it and build some of that intuition that's sometimes lost when you're just using a textbook or doing worksheets all the time. One more complicated experience is going to be producing functions. A lot of our experiences start with a sandbox frame where students can just explore. So you can see that here we have inputs going in, outputs going out, and as I adjust my equation, say 3x plus 2, 1 goes in, and then 5 goes out, and you can see that in this table. And then following the sandbox frame, our typical progression of these experiences is we go into some challenges. So here I want x to produce 5, x of 0 to produce 5, x of 1 to produce 6, 2 to produce 7, and so on. So I know that's just going to be x plus 5, and it works great, and I can watch that all run through. Not all of our experiences stick to this format, but it is pretty typical. If we look at modeling linear equations, for example, this one doesn't have a sandbox frame. It just throws you into these cute scenarios where students can have a real-world example where a linear equation would model the situation, and then they just get to kind of set that up and see how that graph would change depending on the specific situation. So here we have this turtle running a race. His velocity is a constant 0.5 feet per minute. So what's that equation going to look like? We adjust this to 0.5. We can see d equals 0.5t. See the turtle move along with this line. Check, and it's great. We have different scenarios. Here's the data plan one. $20 initial fee, so that's going to be our y-intercept at 20. $7 per gigabyte of data. That's going to be our slope, 7. We can see the equation up here. We can watch a point move along it, and we can check our answer. One last experience is also one without a, oh no, this one does have a sandbox frame. You start with this point you drag around, just to kind of remind students of, what's the x coordinate, what's the y coordinate, why do we describe points the way we do? So this allows students to just kind of remind themselves of that. Again, our goal isn't to replace textbooks or teachers. It's just to build that intuition. And I think, something like this, really straightforward, really simple, does that. And then we move on to the challenges where we've got a table of points and a grid to match. And I'm going to say 2, 5 fits in. Next one, 4, 5, 6, 5, and 8, 5. And then it shows you the line. And these get way more complicated over time. This one is, I think, a sine curve. I could be wrong. I don't know. The only way to find out, try the experiences, play around with it. We'll have the Teaching Algebra with Phenomena Guide linked below, our math experiences linked below. And yeah, we'd love for you to try them out. Try it in your classroom, try it with your kids, and have fun.